Hello everybody, and we are here with another podcast episode, and I am so delighted to welcome a very special guest, Janette Derham. Did I pronounce that right, Janette Derham?
Derham, yeah.
Janette Derham. And Janette is a professional health coach amongst many other things. Janette, can you tell us who you are and what work you do? And you're very welcome to the show as well, by the way. So maybe we can start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself and where your passions really lie, what you really care about in the world.
So, first of all, thanks for inviting me. I'm originally from Dublin, and when I was 22 years old, I left and I went traveling around the world, and I suppose I was on a journey of trying to fix a broken me, and I went through a lot because I dared to kind of step out of my comfort zone. That's the story of my life, Joanne. Always pushed myself beyond, my own boundaries. And it was a search to find what is the key to the lock that's keeping me in this place I am. So as I became more aware and I was reading and experiencing different things out there, because I had I had nothing to fall back on, no family. I realized that I was actually programmed to be the person I was. And after 20 years of going like, what is this key to the lock to change my subconscious? We all know about the movie The Secret. Mm. And I thought, but they didn't have the answer until one day I realized I have to tap in to my subconscious and change the programs, because that's what's creating my reality. I've been studying for years and years about health. I started with food because food is the start. If you change your food, you change your body, your cells. And then, of course, your energy gets higher, your vibration. And then eventually you start realizing, well, wait a minute, I have to do this mind change, but it's body mind. And I'm thrilled to have actually discovered the key to the lock. So since I've done that now, I'm working with various disciplines to change my subconscious limiting beliefs.
That's incredible, because Janette, what I can hear there is, we all grow up in our environment, and our environment is different for everybody, but they all have an influence on who we are today. And you spoke about your reality, and, reality is different for everybody. And really it's based on your perspectives and maybe your upbringing or your conditioning, and this is all in the subconscious. So when you say about, reprogram or rewiring the brain, that's a very important aspect. And it's something that I suppose for many of us, that it's something that because we live in the majority of the time, we use 95% of our subconscious, and this is where all our automatic programming is. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and why that's so important. And Janette, sleep, and I'm going to talk about sleep as well in the world at the moment, about why we need it so badly, and because I'm an advocate for sleep, and it's a very important part of our lifestyle and helping us overcome stress and everything. But in the world at the moment, Janette, our world is just so busy. It's just so incredible, and it's getting busier and busier and busier, and the technology that we have is advancing so much faster. And really there's a danger now at the moment. We've never experienced stress before in all our lifetime than how we're experiencing it now in the world. Would you agree with that, Janette? And how would you comment on that?
Since 100 years, the world has changed completely. We used to be working on the earth with our hands. We woke up with the sunrise. We went to bed when the sun set. We had rhythms. And we have lost complete, as in the connection with the earth, we've lost. We've now created pavements and roads, so our feet are not attached to the earth. We're eating synthetic foods, because synthetic foods have only been introduced in the last 100 years. So our bodies are completely and utterly, we're in a mess. So we're going the wrong way. And if we continue to go this way, I don't know whether we will survive. So the whole idea, Joanne, is to turn it around. Mm. So by turning it around, it's very simple. It's by connecting back to ourselves and the earth. What's happened also with communication technology and with the way we actually are working. Most people are working in front of a computer. So we've been kidnapped by our brains. So if you walk around sometimes, you see people walking with their phone in their hand. They are actually not on the earth anymore.
Yeah.
They are literally in their heads. Top of that, we wake up in the morning and the first thing we look at is our phone, and we get stress, all little bits of stress the whole day. We're worried about, oh my gosh, is the world going to end? My mother's sick. I've got some disease, whatever. And this is actually driving us all crazy. But if you know what to do to change that, it's like as if you suddenly wake up and go, oh, wait a minute. I've got to change myself. And by doing that, when you start changing yourself, people around you start noticing things. And it's actually creating awareness. But you need tools to do that. You can't do it without the right tools.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and it's like the world is a busy mess at the moment, and we've lost our power, you could say, nearly, and we're being constantly distracted and bombarded. And then, you know, this dopamine that's been released in the brain with all this filtering and scrolling through Facebook, and we just can't get off our devices. We're addicted. So there's a lot of that, and it's stopping us from really being our true selves, from really being who we are and living from our place of passion and purpose and really enjoying life. So it's like we're conforming to or reacting to the outside world, the exterior world, which is very dangerous because our power has been taken away from us that way. So you mentioned tools and devices, and today we're going to talk about an incredible device that I use. And you use as well, Janette, and we're going to tell people a little bit about it today. And it's called the SEO. We call it SEO in Belgium, so it originated from Belgium. And it's a portable device. And I have one here. This is it here. And it's a portable device. And it's a combination of light therapy and professional recordings as well, with meditations and guided suggestions. And it really has all the certifications with it. And there is an extensive clinical experience of over 20 years as well, which is incredible. And really what this device allows us to do is to really slow down our busyness and really help to decrease stress, which enables us to sleep so much better as well and sleep deeper. So getting that deeper quality of sleep, which is really important, because so many people, they may sleep for their 8 hours or whatever, but still wake up groggy and foggy. So they're not getting really good quality sleep. So this device does a multitude of things. Janette, what is your experience? You have one of these as well. What is your experience with this device?
From a personal, I'll tell you my personal story. As I say, we have in our, food, we have, it's called the SAD diet, the standard American diet, but now we're calling it the SED diet. It's the standard emotional diet.
Wow.
So what these glasses represent is they actually change your mind. Now, because we're so stressed, I lived my life in high stress. I didn't know what it was like not to be stressed. People used to say, you've got ADHD, and I used to think, no, I don't, till I realized I was just massively stressed out from just childhood survival. Now, 3 years ago, I was at a meeting and I met this lovely little Belgian man. His name is Guy Lippens. He's a hypnotherapist, and he had a brochure, and it was about these glasses. And the first thing I thought of was my sister Linda. She's 5 years younger than me, and she's my soul sister. Yeah. We're very, very close. And for 20 years, she has suffered from severe, I get a little emotional when I tell this story, severe, it's called nightmares. It's really, really severe nightmares, where she wakes up after the first half hour of sleep, and she's actually jumped out of bed. I've witnessed it too, like a scared animal. And she's even pulled a radiator off a wall once, and she's picked up her kids and brought them out because she feels the house is going to burn down. And this keeps repeating all the time. And for 20 years, I could not do anything for her. And she used to call me sometimes saying, Janette, my heart won't be able to handle this much more. So when I got the glasses, I thought immediately of her, so I purchased them. And I brought the glasses to her, and I didn't know how to use them properly, so I gave her the wrong program. There's about more than 100 programs on there because I didn't have a training in Holland then. So when I got the training, I brought them back to her, and she has purchased them 6 months ago. And she calls me every time I talk to her. She says, Janette, you saved my life. And I said, Janette, and she says, I cannot tell you how grateful I am, because when she uses the glasses, she does not get her night terrors anymore. Well, I tell you, Joanne, that's all I need to hear. And since then now, I've been able to help not only myself, but lots more people. I am so thrilled to find a technology, light and sound, it's nature, that actually works, but it works fast because we have a lot of traumas to fix. We are literally a saturation of traumas, yes.
Yeah, and an accumulation as well. And like, we don't know what we don't know. So most of the time we say, oh, I'm fine, but that's what we're used to. That's our normal way of being. I'm fine. But do you know what? If you slowed down, got better sleep, imagine how much better you could be in your life, the better quality of life you could have. And like your sister, Linda, 20 years of having nightmares and night terrors, and, you know, that's a massive, I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, that's so long. And I can hear when she said, Janette, I don't think my heart will take this anymore. Because like, that's really severe trauma, over and over again repeated. And these glasses actually helped her. And I was talking to her, and she said previously that there was one night she didn't use them and she had an episode of night terrors. And so that's incredible. So that's living proof that it actually works. So when she uses, and it only takes like a few minutes. Can you tell us about maybe the programs that she uses, or tell us a little bit about the programs that are available on it that can help with that kind of thing?
Well, as you know, Joanne, you're a sleep expert. We have cycles of sleep. Okay, so there's different programs, over 100 programs, and the morning programs are meditation. Now, if you mention the word meditation to a lot of people, they freak out, because they're so stressed. Yeah. So what the glasses do is, because you put them on and you're gone, it does it for you. So you can actually choose in the morning to have, there's various meditation programs you can choose that are suitable to you. We have ambassadors that actually give you advice about which programs to do. And that's mainly blue light. So you sit up for those and you're alert. And because blue light is, we wake up to blue light. So in the afternoon, we have power naps. And that's green, mainly green light. It's a mixture of green, blue and red light, because you don't want to fall asleep in the afternoon. You want a siesta. Now, if you look at animals, they go off, you know, the dog chases the cat and the cat chases the mouse, and then they have a little sleep.
Yeah.
And in places like Italy and Spain, all the shops are closed. That's how we should be. We've lost absolute, our way.
And in the afternoon as well, Janette, we have that natural dip between 1 and 3 in the circadian rhythm. So that's an ideal time for a nap. And hence that's why these countries have their siesta.
Exactly. And look at all these people in front of their computers, which is not healthy anyway because of all the EMF. And in the afternoon, they get a dip. So companies who want to get more out of the people who work there would actually do them a favor by having these people go on a little 10-minute siesta or a half an hour. And it's like as if they've had an 8-hour sleep. So that's wonderful. And every afternoon I treat myself to a siesta. And you and I know, Joanne, women, our brains never stop.
Oh.
Men can actually fall asleep before they hit the pillow most of the time. But we're just like going all the time. And then in the evening, I'm mostly fond of the evening ones because the red light actually produces melatonin naturally. So you don't have to take a pill because a pill has side effects. So you actually end up retraining your brain where you don't actually even need eventually the red light. Because if you don't, if you take a sleeping tablet, your body stops making its own melatonin. You know all about that. But the glasses does it naturally. So you start getting your cycles back, and slowly but surely your body starts healing. And then you've got this nerve, the vagus nerve, that's connecting your brain to your gut. So you know that our gut is the boss. So it actually, the glasses, what they do with the sound and light therapy raises the vagus nerve tone, which actually improves your gut bacteria because they talk to each other all day. So it's huge, great tool for healing the body and the mind.
And you mentioned the gut as well, Janette, there, and the gut, serotonin is made in the gut, 90% of serotonin, and serotonin is the precursor to melatonin, our sleep hormone. So, I mean, if your vagus nerve is calming all that down and allowing it to do its job, and the microbiome has hundreds of jobs in the body, like so much more, like it talks to the immune system, it talks to the brain, so the sleep centers in the brain as well, all of that. So your microbiome is incredibly important. And I think what's happening now in the world is, with all the soil depletion and everything else, the diversity of the microbiome is going down. So we really need to mind the gut and the microbiome, like incredibly, like really, really. I'll just add to what you were saying as well about the different programs, the morning program in relation to the circadian rhythm and this cycle, because you know we all evolved from this cycle over thousands and thousands of years. So this is the natural way of living, with morning time and nighttime. And in the morning time we have a cycle, or in the circadian rhythm we have this cycle of cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and then melatonin. So the two of these work inadvertently with each other in the circadian rhythm. And when you're doing the morning meditations on this, you mentioned that we have the blue light. So the blue light is what wakes us up, helps us to be really alert and focused. And that's what we're doing when we're meditating. So we have intentions and things like that. So when you're meditating, but not only that, the blue light really wakes you up, gets you in a creative and productive mode, but it switches off that switches off the melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. Because for some people, if they find they're groggy in the morning, it may be that the melatonin is still lingering there. So you really want to switch off that melatonin, and that's what the morning meditations help you to do. And there's some very short programs. There's a 5-minute program on there called Wake Up, which is incredible for a morning. And then in the evening time, you're talking about the evening programs and the red light. So the red light allows for the melatonin to come on. And really, I think the biggest problem is with most people is we are out of alignment with this circadian rhythm. And also there's two processes when it comes to getting really good sleep. It's your circadian rhythm being aligned in this 24-hour biological process, and also our sleep pressure. So if we're napping, and as you say, there's a certain time and there's the right programs to choose for certain times during the day. And it's really simple. So if you use the wrong program, you mentioned use the wrong program on Linda initially. So using the right programs, because if you sleep or have a nap or too long of a nap, say at 6 o'clock in the evening, that's going to interfere with your sleep pressure, and then therefore it's going to interfere with you going to sleep and being able to sleep deeply during the nighttime. So it's your sleep pressure and your circadian rhythm, the two of them married together will open up this sleep window in the evening time when it's the ideal time to go to sleep, and allowing you to drift off naturally into a very deep, good quality sleep. So it's just incredible. And there's a very famous man, he is Dr. William Dumont. He actually died there only a couple of weeks ago, Dr. William Dumont. And he's a director and the founder of the Stanford University Sleep Disorders Clinic. And it's one of the first sleep disorders clinic in the world. And he does some amazing, incredible research. And without him, he actually discovered all this about sleep disorders, and the night terrors being one of them, been a parasomnia as well. So parasomnia is really an undesired behavior. So that could fall into the category of, sleepwalk and sleep talk and bedwetting for children. Even eating disorders as well. We can do that while we're asleep at nighttime and not even realize it. So he found it all. And one of the very great quotes that he has is, you are not healthy unless your sleep is healthy, because your sleep is connected to everything. Now, what you eat is very important. How you're thinking, your thoughts, all of that is really, really important, and rewiring the brain, the subconscious mind. Exercise is important. And I'll give you a really good example. When we're exercising, when we're at the gym and we're lifting weights, what we're actually doing is tearing the muscles. And when you're sleeping at nighttime, it's in that deep phase of sleep. So stage 3 and 4, that's where all the healing and repairing is done. So that is why it is so critical to have your deep quality of sleep. But it's also critical for children and teenagers, because they're still developing and they need this growth hormone. The growth hormone is only released at nighttime when we're in a deep phase of sleep. And this CO device enables us to get to that place of healing and repair. Because for many people, they're so stressed out during the daytime, even if they can fall asleep fine, they're not getting that deep quality sleep because their nervous system is still on alert. And some people may find that they're waking up very early in the morning as well, because their mind is saying, come on, you need to get up and do all that work. And that's what's causing people so the nervous system and your body is very intelligent. So this is why it's really important to reprogram the mind and really get into that sync with the circadian rhythm. So what else would you add to the benefits of these incredible devices?
Well, they're the only glasses that are actually got everything in the glasses. So you don't have any wiring. You know, originally they had a kind of a console and a, you look so cute. God, somebody asked me one day, can you wear them driving? Anyway, this is somebody who can't relax. But what I got to learn from a wonderful man called Bruce Lipton.
Oh,
yeah. He talks about how from the age of 0 to 7, you're actually programmed.
Yes.
And this is what was the secret for me. You know, you talk about the movie The Secret. When I got this, he said, you're complete. Your whole program is complete. And what you do for the rest of your life is you literally repeat what's going on in your subconscious. Now, we want a better world. We don't want this world. Nobody wants this.
Mm-hmm.
Like 99% of the people would like peace and harmony and caring and sharing. And that's how we are as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
But our subconscious limiting beliefs are creating our reality.
Yes.
We are actually carrying the traumas of our forefathers. And we're also called, even a fall, Joanne, if you say at 1 year old you fell on your head or something, you're carrying that trauma in your energy field for the rest of your life. Now, what these glasses do is they will actually undo these and heal these traumas much faster. They're audioceuticals. You can also take them everywhere with you. They're affordable as well, which is great. Now, if you go to a therapist, it takes a lot of therapy to fix the subconscious, these limiting beliefs. What I see the glasses as, so you've got the therapist is like going to the dentist, and the glasses is brushing your teeth. Because some people need a therapist, people with PTSD, and there's a lot of people with that trauma. So the combination of the two, and I see it as well, I call it like your little teddy bear. Do you remember as a child having your comforter? It literally, like I take it everywhere with me, and I have it beside my bed. And if I wake up in the middle of the night and I just think, oh, here we go, something's on my mind, check the glasses, put them on, I turn on Falling Asleep is one of my favorites. And I'm off into my lovely world of sleep. I am in the morning feeling ready, like look at us, the two of us here, and the nights that I don't sleep well, this is very important for people who work and they have to go to work. If you've had a bad night's sleep, the wake up program will actually get you hopping out of bed, what you just said.
Yeah.
So it's 5 minutes. It's a fantastic program. So instead of lying there going like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through the day? Wake up. And if you get a chance in the middle of the day at your work to go to your car, bring yourself a blanket, go back into the back of the car, tuck yourself in like little child, and put on a siesta. So you always know, okay, I've got a way out. I can get a rest. I can get through the day. Oh, I'm telling you, they are so cool.
Brilliant, because you were saying, like, in the afternoon, I find I do most of my work, creative work and that in the morning time, where I really need my brain to focus or whatever. And then I always take regular breaks as well. I think that's really, really important, because you need to allow the brain to allow that information to sink in and stick, right? And when you do like 10 minutes in the afternoon on the CO, it helps to recover the brain as well and give that brain a break. But it helps, and there's been studies shown that your memory increases by up to 40% when you have little naps as well. And I do that, and I find that I am more productive. Imagine taking more breaks and I'm more productive as a result. It sounds counterintuitive, but studies after studies do show this. And that is one of the reasons why we absolutely need to slow down in this world, because we're in a busy mess, distracting ourselves, constantly doing, whereas we're not connected with who we are and what it is we really care about and what we want in the world for ourselves, and that's really incredibly important. So I love using the CO, and when I don't use it, I really notice the difference. So I really have to, it's a priority for me. And whether it's just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but it helps to do brain recovery and empty out that brain and allow all that information to stick. It's great if you're doing speeches or you're giving a presentation or even just learning for doing exams or anything like that. Brilliant. So it's great for, teenagers and anybody. It's just incredible.
Yeah, because I had my first root canal about 6 months ago, and I was very traumatized as a child. I had to get 4 teeth taken out when I was 8, and we used to call our dentist the butcher, yeah. And I was petrified. And I remember when I had this done, it stayed in my subconscious. So I've had my teeth, I've kind of been always afraid to go to the dentist. So I had to get a root canal. I spent literally months making sure I didn't, because subconsciously I had that trauma till I realized I did. I ended up having to have the root canal, but I used the glasses through the whole thing. I had to go back 3 times. It was 3 times 4 hours. Put the glasses on the whole time.
And there's a program for the dentist as well, isn't there? Yeah.
During the dentist, before the dentist, prenatal for people, again, and also for operations. And I have another colleague in Holland. She promotes the glasses because her best friend called her about 2 years ago to say that she'd cancer. She's 37 and she's got 3 little children. And she went to visit her in hospital and she was lying there with the chemo, drip. And she said she had her glasses with her and she said, please take these glasses, because she couldn't sleep. And her husband called her that evening and said, thank you so much. My wife has slept for the first time in 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
Wow. And she now promotes it. She says it's my duty to tell people about this technology.
Absolutely. It really has to get out there. It really does, because it just, and it helps to, and it's such a simple device and a very clever device as well, and very natural, because it's using the technology in the form of, the audio and helping your brainwaves sync and really slowing down the brainwaves. So that's what's actually happening, combined with the light as well. And you can have, and you know what I love about it? I love, there's a lot of people that say to me, I don't like meditation, I just can't do it. So, the thoughts keep coming back into the head. Well, guess what? That's supposed to happen, right? But, and it's normal, because your brain is always trying to, be busy and do something, right? But what I love about it is there is this element of double voices on it that stops all that brain chatter and the flickering light. So you can have flickering light and you can have it pulsed and non-pulsed, so whichever you prefer. But the purpose of that is to stop all that brain chatter, distracts your mind. It's so brilliant. It really is. So it's like, even if you have problems meditating, this does it for you. It sorts your head out for you, so that you can go into that deep state of relaxation. It's just incredible. I think really people need to try it to experience it, because we could say great things about it. And I think really the proof is in the pudding when you really try it. And CEO are doing free trials, and I'm doing free trials as well. I go out to people's houses and give them a free trial, and just to see what they think of it as well, because it's just incredible. It's just, I think you really have to try it.
Joanne, what's really I love about this company is that they're so dedicated to ambassadors like you and I, who care and share.
Yeah.
They're not interested in putting these glasses into a shop and selling, millions of them. They want us, you have to experience it. And that's why they are so committed to the ambassadors. And I also think that we have, as I say, we've kind of like an obligation to have people experience. I mean, let's face it, it's just light and sound. There's nothing, it's not like it's medication or anything. It's just nature.
It's been used for thousands, and there's loads of research, and there's a magazine that comes with it with scientific evidence, and and the light therapy has been around for thousands of years. It's always been there, the light therapy. Oh my God, it's just incredible. And it's really just using those techniques combined together. We're coming to the end of the interview, Janette, and I just wanted to say as well that Patrick Lemon, I can't even pronounce his name. He's actually a sleep specialist, and he approved the device as well. He's a psychiatrist and neuroscientist. Patrick Lemoni, can you pronounce his name?
Yeah, Lemon, maybe.
Lemon, is it? Yeah. He's a sleep specialist. So I mean, you've got sleep scientists and specialists approving this device as well. And another professor of psychology, Stefan Dumont, they're all French names or Belgian names.
Yeah.
He's the inventor. So there's a lot of neuroscience and a lot of, rewiring the brain, that's helping us to relearn, basically unlearn all the old stuff, because our subconscious mind, it's supposed to serve us for all the automatic stuff, but the problem is most of it there is not serving us well. Most of it. So 75% of it is not serving us well. So that's why we have to unlearn all those old habits. It's all habitual.
Yes.
And CEO helps you do that as well. Have you
And
any last...
The reason why I'm so keen on it is because it works. It's as simple as that. Now, it saved my sister's life. That's huge. But there's another person who's actually, I need to mention, last year I was at a conference and the master of ceremonies was Bob Doyle, and he's in The Secret. And I went up to him at the ceremony and I said, listen, Bob, please, can you just try these out, because it could help a lot of people, and he's got the contacts. He actually purchased them, and he's now promoting them in the States, and he gave them to Steve G. Jones, who's probably one of the most famous hypnotherapists in America. And Steve G. Jones gave it 10 out of 10 for the Ericksonian suggestions, binaural beats. He said something really interesting. He said, I help so many people. These glasses I will use for myself, so I can get some rest in between all the sessions he gives to people.
That's incredible.
Really great.
I mean, that's incredible. People like that, and it's in the States a number of years now, I think, at this stage, Janette.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It started, as I said, as a medical device. It's 30 years old, so it hasn't been around since yesterday. There's been millions been invested in this device, and it's been usually sold in hospitals and dentists and therapists. But it's only in the last few years that they discovered that the best way to bring it to people is through people like you and me.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. It's used in the hospitals over in Belgium at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, lots of hospitals in Belgium. And, it started off as a French and Belgian device. And it's only now that it's all about timing, Joanne. It's got to a point now where it's only 10 years ago that neuroscience and neuroplasticity is now becoming, really mainstream. And this device is definitely, I don't know of anything else out there that can solve our big problem of getting out of our minds and back into our hearts and getting that, connection back. That's what we need to plug back in, Joanne.
Absolutely. Yes. Really, really. And especially now, because everything's getting busier, technology is getting more advanced. So we really need to get our grips on it and really plug back into the earth and live optimal lives, better sleep, and rewire that brain as well going forward as well. So Janette, we're coming to the end of our interview. I really want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast with me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and to share all the information about this incredible device. Really, really, really excited. So if anybody, you're in the Netherlands, Janette, so people can reach out to you if they want to try it, and people can reach out to me if they want to try it, or I can put you in contact with somebody in Ireland, and so can Janette as well. You can reach out to one of us and we can sort you out. So Janette, where can people find you?
I have a website. It's www.Janette, that's JANETTE, and then VOOREN, V for Victor, O or for Richard, E, and N for Nicholas.net. JanetteDerham.net.
Brilliant. I'll put that in the show notes as well, Janette. Janette, thank you so much and have a great day, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Joanne. My pleasure.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.